so much to do. I got class tonight. I got to see how I'm going to get the children to the babysitter because my car is not working. Oh, my goodness. And I got to work. Oh, my God. I am going to be so late. All of this is too much. What am I going to do? We all deal with situations like that in everyday life. Hello. My persuasive presentation on today is concerning the dangerous effects of stress and ways to reduce it in our lives. Today, we're going to first define what stress is. Stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. We deal with it, as I said just a minute ago, every single day. But there are ways for us to eliminate it or deal with it in a very healthy way instead of letting it have some of the dangerous effects that we're going to talk about that it could have on our bodies in everyday life. Stress, it can affect us in a number of ways. According to the National Library of Medicine, life stress is linked to anxiety and depression. In a study of over 13,000 individuals having been diagnosed with depression, it showed a link to major stressors in life, including divorce and unemployment. The APA, the American Psychological Association, warns that stress can affect all systems of the body, including respiratory, cardiovascular, musculoskeletal, and reproductive systems. I learned reading that article that stress can affect literally every system in our body. The nervous system is not excluded. I'm talking about every single system. But for the sake of time, I have a few listed here on today that we're going to discuss. The musculoskeletal system, which deals with our muscular, of course, it can be affected by muscle tension, body aches, and chronic pain due to stress. The respiratory system, those that already have existing or pre-existing respiratory problems such as COPD and asthma can have an onset of asthma attacks, hyperventilation, panic attacks, and other things associated with the respiratory system. Our cardiovascular system, which deals with the heart, can be affected with chronic or long-term hypertension, heart attack, and we could even have strokes if we don't maintain healthy stress management. And finally, we're going to talk about the reproductive system. In both males and females, stress can have a very harmful effect on our reproductive system. I just learned this in studying this. In males, it can cause them to dramatically reduce the sperm count. And in essence, they will be unable to produce, which will cause them to be fertile. In women, I needed to know this. It can impact us by causing early onset of menopause, and it can worsen the symptoms of already menopause. Those of us who are already experiencing menopause, it can worsen the effects of that. It can worsen the effects of PMS. It can also cause you to terminate a pregnancy. It can also impact the ability to conceive in women. So these are some of the dangerous ways that stress can affect our body. Some of the ways that we can reduce stress in our lives is by adapting relaxation techniques, exercise, getting plenty of sleep at night, keeping a stress journal that will detail what brought upon the stress in your life in the first place, how you dealt with it, and how you can deal with it in the future. Also, maintain a healthy social support network, because many times when a person is stressed, they will go into, as we discussed earlier, depression, which causes them to alienate themselves or isolate themselves from their family and loved ones. Make time for fun and relaxation. That is important in all of our lives. We all have to take care of the self, because many times we are guilty of trying to, as I kind of put out there earlier in the video, I made an example of how we live a stressful life. We got this going on, we got that going on, we got to be here, we got to be there, and it's just one us. But we're trying to take care of a million other things, and we forget to take care of number one, us. Because if it's not good for us to do, in other words, if I'm not healthy, if I'm laid up in the hospital because I had a heart attack, then I can't go take care of that anyway. So I have to take care of me in order to ensure that I'll be able to take care of whatever else it is that I have to take care of. Which brings me to the next point, managing our time better. Sometimes we are guilty of already having too much on our plates. So we have to learn how to say no to other things. We can't overstuff a plate. It's only 24 hours in every day, and sometime in that day we got to, like we just talked about, find time to maintain some sleep. To get a healthy sleep pattern going on, we got to take time to rest. We got to take time to just sit back and enjoy TV, if nothing for 30 minutes, or listen to some music, whatever causes you to relax or have some fun in your life. Playing with the children, whatever it is, but we have to maintain stress in a healthy way in our lives. Some of the unhealthy ways that we deal with our stress is binge eating, binge drinking, taking it out on others. Those are unhealthy stress management techniques, and we should not allow them in our lives. It only makes matters worse. One thing that I noted and I wanted to discuss with you in avoiding unnecessary stress is to set limits. You got to set limits, as I was just talking about, on your time. You got to make a schedule every day and say, okay, I am only allotting this amount of time for this, and that's it. I'm not going to be able to attend this meeting. I'm not going to be able to do that. You have to say no. You have to set limits. And another thing that I really love, and this is going to relate to a lot of us, is we have to avoid people who stress us out. Oh, I know you got some people in your life, because I do, that will stress me out in a heartbeat if I allow them to. But after learning about this, now I know that it's okay. It's perfectly okay for me to avoid them. It does not make me a mean person. It means that I'm trying to take care of me. I am trying to reduce the stress in my life, like you can reduce it in yours. Again, stress can have dangerous effects on our lives in many different ways and affect literally every system in our body. But there are ways to reduce it in our lives. I hope I said something that helped you.